Okay, so she's gonna get those blocks out the car. Let's do Blockstand with her. Come, let's do Blockstand, girlie. Come. Right, so got her to the block. Struggled to get this front leg on for a little bit. She's very willing and obedient, so she would have done it for that reason. The reason why she couldn't keep it there is because the worker does. Even though it's like a 2 centimeter difference in height and they're soft, it's maybe not even 2 centimeters. At some point you'll see on this video, I show the points of shoulders, the difference between, yeah, she's really not wanting to put the leg down. She's give me a good workout. I get the leg on, and then she happens to put the left leg on as well. So immediately can show with the front feet on. What's interesting, when they're both on, both front or both back, there is a stretch down her spine and on the ribs and the fascia on the ribs and on the withers. There is definitely a stretch going down as well. So it's just, she's always been very narrow chested, and just fascinating that she put her feet together. She goes here. She's very kind of mobile, moving and trying to move her feet around. But at some point she goes frozen in time. So now, unfortunately, I had the camera focused on this, but you can see the front of the legs vibrating. There's one. So something's happening in the withers, sternum, from elbow into withers. There's the other leg. Look at that big movement there. So it is the same movement that they do when they have flies bugging them, and there is a fly there, but it's all the patterns are always the same with the horses that are on the block stand. They all go through the same pattern. So the struggling to stand still is because of the discomfort. There's the head drop and then get off. She can't manage it. So we try a few times. We put her foot back on. We, meaning me and her. But at this point, I know something's happening in the endocrine system, because her nose had started running, both sides. And she had immediately can choose that, not that that's always the biggest one. Now I'm talking about the difference in height and where the stretch is happening under the scapula. It's quite a big difference in height there. It's at least 2 inches, not 1 and 2 centimeters. 5 inches, 5 centimeters. So the posture. Anyway, there's the look right. She needs to leave after the look right, a restrainer. She does lick and chew, and then she tries to look left, and then the lady next door offers her hand to her, and then she licks the hand a little bit. So I don't really encourage people touching and interfering with their body's function. That's why you'll see I keep my distance from her. But it's not critical, but just to explain that. So here we go. My filming's really anyway. The nose, the mouth and the muzzle vibrate, and there's the head drop again, and she might want to leave after this. Yes, she did step completely off the blocks. So I have these 2 blocks. The yellow one is a bit too soft, and the black one is a little bit too thin. So that's why I do the combo like that. But it's interesting, you'll see with her back leg, she only gets onto the black block, which is too thin. But that was more than sufficient for her back legs to bear. And what's really nice on the back leg, she goes frozen in time. I'll comment on that. But yeah, we're talking about the shoulders. There she stretched the fascia on the side there, on the girth, well, not on the girth line because it's along the side of the body, and the head really low, and then wanting to leave. So at this point I go to hind legs. I'm certain that's where we go next. She's getting more. So the next time I do the block stand, which I definitely will do another one and film better, but the next time we do a block stand, she'll manage it a lot easier. So yeah, she's just on the black. She moved it off. She's just on the black, but she managed a straight leg stand on on the black sponge. When we get her to stand there, she's going frozen in time. Watch the ear flick back. So something's happening. She can feel it on her croup area there. And this is the frozen in time that they go. They go into a total space. And one would say she's looking at something, but she's not moving. And she doesn't stand still like this very easily. So there she comes slightly out of it. Unfortunately, there was a horse that arrived here. You just see the white legs there. And then the head wanted to drop. And I'm filming is bad again. Okay, she's back in frozen. I'm just telling her stay here, don't look around at the other horse, don't look at people. Then she wants to see who's leaving, lick and chew. There's somebody that's leaving. Head drop, and then says she needs to leave. She actually tried to bite me there, which was really interesting at that moment in time. Then she touches her front of her leg, which is a typical sign. And she's got to leave. We're just waiting a little bit more. Just filming randomly. Again, back into that frozen in time. Ears are gone back. My hand's just on her halter just to keep her focus. To look at the vibrations. Oh, and then that's a typical bump chew there. She does refer to her hind leg at some point above the fetlock. And she's gone frozen in time again. This is mostly real-time filming. It takes quite long. So I think it's a 7-minute video. We're at 6 minutes now. And I have maybe cut out one or two things. And referring to the croup is where she actually has her biggest problem, weakness there. She's got to shake that. And I think this is where it refers, and she's got to chew. So the fascia train, that's what's happening there. Yeah, I think I come to an end here. Definitely must do another session with better filming.